Welcome to Free Beer Friday, powered in part by the Bearded Monk and Classic of Denton. The views and opinions expressed by the show hosts and their guests are those of the show host and guests, and not necessarily those of the sponsors, DentonRadio.com, or the Denton Convention and Visitors Bureau. For more information, visit the Policies and Procedures page at DentonRadio.com.
What?
Oh my gosh, we're live.
0. We nailed it.
We finally actually knew when we went live. This is crazy.
Welcome to Free Beer Friday. Yes, it is another episode. Your host, as always, Ben with the Bearded Monk. How are you?
And
Who's with me?
Jennifer, the bearded lady, his wonderful co-host.
Yeah.
We have we're always
Oh,
opposite.
wait,
Oh,
no.
wait, no, I don't have a tattoo. Where's my tattoos? There we go.
Mine's upside down. There it is. There it is.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, it works.
There you go.
I have one right here that I could kind of be cool with. It's not bearded
nice.
lady, yeah.
Oh,
Just need another
mine's
tattoo on
really
this
boring on that
here.
arm.
Jump in there, Brian.
Yeah, it's
Little
just
bit
a
more.
bunch of
Yeah,
Let me see them tats,
Oh, yeah,
Brian.
he's got some cool tattoos.
Yeah, roll it up.
Who is with us
beautiful.
tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Good Lord,
is
you look like a
amazing.
Yakuza
This the
shoulder here.
This is Homer's Odyssey.
Oh.
You said Yakuza.
Yeah.
Yakuza, come on. It goes all the way down his back.
I wish.
And if somebody wants to see
I
more of this, they got to go to the brewery.
If you wanted to go down my back, buy a lot more beer because tattoos are expensive.
Yes. You're like, buy me all the beer so I can get all the tattoos.
So I can
who
work
are we with?
on the rest
Yeah,
of this.
this was very expensive.
And where would they go to pay for these tattoos?
Yeah, who are these people?
Yeah.
Who are these people?
Who are you?
Start.
Hop and Sting, right?
Yeah.
Brian Burton.
Okay.
Brian
Where are
Burton.
you from?
Yeah.
I'm from Ohio.
No.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't know. Oh, Hop and
Well,
Sting Brewing
Mr.
Company.
Ohioan brewery
Sting
man,
Brewing
what
Company.
brewery do you work for? Hop
I've
and Sting.
never heard of this brewery before.
Sweet.
My goodness. Well, and some of
Welcome.
these folks may have watched previous episodes about Hop and
I would
Sting.
assume.
Yes, yes. It's a magical place.
It is.
Magical place. All right. Now, who are these boys with you? Who are these guys?
What does he do? What do you do? What's your name?
I am John Powell, and I do a bunch of paperwork now.
Bunch of paperwork?
Yeah.
Okay.
So romantic.
And I'm Lane Joseph. I, too, am at Hop and Sting in Grapevine, not Ohio.
Yes. Grapevine, Texas.
Grapevine, Texas. Right
I'm
off Main
sorry.
Street.
He is showing y'all up with that sweet,
is.
sweet radio voice.
It's almost as good as Betsy Good.
So
Almost.
close.
Almost as good as Betsy?
Well, okay, I guess yours is better radio. Hers was
Well-
like better, like quiet,
well,
sensual.
if someone wants something a little more smooth.
Oh, okay. Competition Betsy, what's
Nope.
up? You heard it.
I can
We'll
talk our
play.
beer Remedio with lavender and sage all evening.
Oh my gosh, now I want it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to
whirl.
open up some beer while you guys talk about. I'm going to open it and drink it and try.
Yeah, let's talk about what, because some of these folks, realistically, they may have not seen the previous episode.
That's fair.
So what is Hop and Sting?
It is a hop and a sting.
So Hop and Sting actually is something that Brian came up with based on the frog and scorpion fable, which is all about how a scorpion's on the bank of a creek, and he wants to get to the other side. And there's a frog who's a friendly-natured frog, and the scorpion decides that he goes and asks the frog for a ride across the creek. Well, the frog, being somewhat intelligent, says, "No, you're going to sting me and kill me." And the scorpion, wisely says, "No, we both go down in the stream at that point, and we both die." So the frog, realizing that he has a good point, decides to go ahead and take him up on his back and goes to the middle of the stream, and sure enough, gets a sting in his neck.
Halfway across the river.
That little sucker.
That
yes,
sucker.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the son
And
of
in
a
his
bean
dying
dip Mother
breath,
Frito.
and in his dying breath, the frog asks why, and the scorpion is because it's in my nature. So, and kind of the idea behind that is that there's starting a brewery is probably about the dumbest thing that anybody can probably do. As far as
Well, we thank you.
as far as a
Because consumers love it.
as far as starting a business.
If you want to have a
And-
life or
Terrifying.
make profits,
Yeah.
it's not something you want to do.
Yeah.
So it's like so.
antithesis of like the Wheaties box. By the way, I'm just saying, like you can do it. You can go for your. Don't do this.
You can,
Right.
but it's
Don't
dumb.
do this.
It's the dumbest thing in the world. But we don't want to do anything else, so we're going to do it anyways, whether it kills us or not.
Yeah.
For the love
I
of the
hope
drink.
it
right?
doesn't.
Just
because
whether
you make
it
good
kills
beer.
us.
That's better. It will happen one day.
Perfect.
Probably.
You know, it's gonna be one day.
No.
So
But
you're always waiting for that stain, huh?
A little bit.
it stings.
We know that sometimes we get ahead of ourselves. And
But
yeah.
but it also makes a fun little tagline for us, so it's it's in our
It's-
nature to brew.
Yeah.
It
See?
is in your nature.
At the top of our cans.
Right
Oh
on.
my gosh! See, I didn't even know.
Across
you knew
everyone.
this. I
We
love
got that.
Which one? Green, red? There's
What-
so many colors.
What camera am I looking
That-
at? What camera?
Red.
What?
Nailed it.
Nailed
Nice.
it.
Oh,
There
that
you
is
go.
a
So you
photo
can
op
see our,
right
you
there.
can see our tagline. But yeah,
And
so
we're
this
drink-
beer, I just want to promote
Yes,
this one a
please
lot.
do.
So Remedio,
It's
our
tastes
lavender
delicious.
sage wit. Okay,
It's
so it's
very
Belgian
delicious.
style rather than the standard. What is it? Coriander and orange peel.
Yeah.
Correct.
Well, it's got orange peel in it.
Oh, it does.
But the coriander is replaced by the lavender and sage.
Yeah,
It's
so we use
delicious.
lavender and sage, and the lavender comes from our friend's farm in Greenville, Texas,
Oh,
called
Greenville.
Musgrove Family Farm. My friend Haley Musgrove. Funny how that works out. Supplies the lavender, and then my mom actually grew the sage just for us.
That's so
Right on.
sweet.
Yep. And
So it's like a family beer.
that's why I'm a little biased because it is my favorite,
It's
but
really
also
delicious.
it's just freaking delicious.
It is
Just
delicious.
a
It's
solid
great.
beer.
And we are drinking out
Oh.
of coffee cups today. We forgot to bring some cups. So I'm gonna describe the color to you. It's like a pale hair. I can actually show it.
Yeah, just put it.
Is this-
Oh no, it's over there now.
Oh,
Now it's back.
There it is.
Oh,
Tilt.
I'm trying without
Don't spill,
spilling.
don't
There we go.
spill.
We got it. Oh yeah, look
Nailed
at
it.
you. Yeah,
Oh,
perfect.
man.
Thank you. It's delicious. A little opaque. I like it. You can taste the lavender for sure and the orange peel. The sage.
everyone
is a
tastes it
little-
a little differently. Some people I get the Belgian yeast the most. Some people say I get the lavender the most. Some people say I get the sage the
And
most.
some weird people say they get vanilla and cinnamon, and it's
Yep.
kind of like, I don't know where you got that
They have
from.
a very special tongue.
I can
Well, we use a
see the
pretty
hint of
expressive
vanilla,
yeast,
but
right?
I don't know about the cinnamon. But that's just
You
different.
never know.
Yeah, we do
there's
use
some weird
that.
people
I
with
mean,
weird palates.
with all the herbs and the yeast and everything. I mean, it really is a pretty expressive beer.
So let me ask you
Right on.
this, because sage is used for smudging and getting negative energy out of rooms. Did you think of that while you're brewing this beer?
We cannot endorse or say that any beer has health benefits.
Well, no,
But-
because it
it-
cleanses rooms really well.
But-
Negative
But
energy
boy,
from your
this will
body.
get rid of ghosts.
Okay, good.
demons.
That's all I care about.
Yes. the reason we
but
call it
remedio is Spanish for remedy, so this is good for what ails
Oh,
you.
see,
Yes.
I love everything about this beer because I make a sage spray.
But the
that
inspiration for this
cleanses
is
rooms.
I had a really wonderful herbal tea blend that I got from a tea shop, and I thought that would be great in a beer. So there's Remedio.
Oh God, it's
Yeah.
a perfect
It's
blend.
delicious.
Yeah, it's
This-
been fantastic.
This was a beer that Brian he brought this idea to the plate, and it was one of those things where this was the perfect marriage for our brewing styles. I like to brew classic styles, and so for me,
Especially Belgians.
good Belgian wit beer.
Right
I
on.
feel like there's nothing better. And Brian said, "Hey, we should use this lavender and sage," and I said, "Yeah, get out of here. Let's just make a good Belgian beer first." And we did, and then we added lavender and sage slowly but surely, and we got it to the
It's
right
delicious.
point. And then we started getting this locally grown lavender
Yeah.
and sage, and it actually took off even more.
Because
And-
there's
and what's-
TLC in it.
We get the
duh.
lavender.
And
We
what's-
get the lavender delivered in Ziploc bags
Oh my gosh, this
by
is
the
great.
farmer who grows it.
This is
like
great.
just the little.
We
the
have an
little
herb
purple
connection.
Yeah,
I
dude, we get it by the pound.
Another fun thing about this beer,
We got that perp.
not the kilo.
Yeah.
That's not the kilo.
No, well, I guess we do buy like 2 pounds. So that's
Brian,
basically a
you
kilo.
don't buy herb
Yeah.
by the kilo,
Yeah.
man. Come on.
Maybe from Mexico.
But yeah, so another fun thing about this beer, it makes a fantastic michelada.
Oh yeah.
Beer cocktails is awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love micheladas.
Like depending on your
This is-
ratios, that with some like Bloody Mary mix, and then
Yeah, a
your
little
choice of
spice.
spices. Oof. Yeah, it's
That
some
sounds
next level.
really
It really
good.
elevates the herbaceousness
Will
of
you
it.
do like a
I feel like-
michelada morning over at Hop and Sting soon with this?
We do
Yeah.
michelada
We-
mornings. We can do that.
Football season is around the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I
micheladas
want-
are good for
I
everyone.
want you guys to put the recipes online.
That would be great.
We are about
That
to.
would be a
funny
lot
you
of
mentioned
fun.
that.
Yeah.
It's funny
Wait.
you
Look at
mentioned that.
there.
Where?
On our
So we're
new
about to-
website, hopefully.
We're about to launch a brand new website. It should be hopefully live. What, next weekend?
Middle of this month.
We'll see.
But we're actually going to be adding. We're going to launch it with I think at least 2 of our beers, home brewers can go online and download a PDF of the recipes of the beer. And one
That's
of the first recipes people can get is the what used to be a Grapevine Craft Brewery beer, but the 2-time GABF medal winning English Brown Ale Sir Williams you can get.
Humble brag.
So
A little thing on that: when you go out to Hop and Sting, it still says.
Nope.
not anymore. I took
put it in
that
the
crap down.
I'm just kidding. I take it back.
I pulled that down.
It
He
was
took down the big old signs in the parking lot.
How long ago?
About a month ago.
Oh, well,
Yep.
it shows how long I've been.
And then our
going
monument
to Grapevine.
sign.
He redid the monument sign.
Redid that
Oh
myself,
my
so
gosh.
that it
This
now is
never
Hop
mind.
and Sting on
now
the front
you go over
and
there,
back.
you know
Yeah.
exactly
But,
where to find it.
But anyhow, once a quarter, we expect to add a new recipe of one of beer. So you can go, when you go to the About Beers part of the web page,
Mm-hmm.
you can click on a particular beer. Say it's Northeast Texas IPA. Click on it,
Mm.
and you be download recipe. Click on it, you can get a PDF of the recipe for a 5-gallon batch. Do a homebrew.
Nice. Okay, so that's going to be more on the nerd realm, right?
Sure.
For folks that
Beer
want to know
nerd.
how to brew.
Yeah.
And they want to.
That's awesome.
That's not fair.
I prefer the
folks
term
that
beer
know
enthusiast.
how to brew. The people that know how to brew, and they want to follow along and brew their own. How about these drink mixes, though?
Yeah, that can be a thing too.
Please.
Yeah.
I would like
yeah.
to see that.
We're talking about michelada.
Do you have a cute word for beer cocktail?
Beer cocktail.
Oh, sweet.
Schmuggum.
Beer tail?
I like that. I like that. Schmuggums.
I don't know. I
Hunch
just
punch?
made that word up.
Simplest
Hunch punch?
word is the best.
Hunch
one.
punch?
There's a good word out there. Hashtag beer cocktail better than,
Better, yeah. Yeah. Do you have anything better? Let us know.
Oh, yeah.
What
We
you
can
think is
totally
better.
hear
yeah,
this
we can
right
hear
now.
this vote or make a vote or just tell us which. you
Yeah,
think.
comment test is not a solid option.
Yeah. just just make it happen later on. Message us, whatever.
I don't know. I like this. Comment test has commented.
Ooh, I
and
see
it's
dots.
pretty thoroughly. Wait.
Aw, you're so sweet.
Oh, my goodness.
Thanks.
Thanks, Conrad.
You're so
Thank you so much. He's over here off
dot,
camera.
dot,
He can
type-
say whatever he wants. Oh, he's still typing.
Oh, we love you too. Okay.
Oh, so magical. Mm.
So tell us a little bit more about the beers that you make that are only available. Well, I want to open this first because this is my favorite
Okay, go for it.
beer that you make
Texas.
ever.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's I don't know now because this is a really good beer for ladies to be introduced to beer with. This is the best IPA that I can introduce a girl to that doesn't really drink beer, and they like it because of the orange. So thank you for making that. I mean, I love it, but I like all IPAs, but this is really good to like.
We feel like that
Gateway
beer is a
IPA.
good gateway IPA.
It's a
for
great
everyone,
gateway IPA.
Men,
We kind
women,
of
everyone.
think
Yes.
about
Men
that.
too.
We kind of think about that about all of our IPAs. They're very entry level. They're so well, at least our first like Galactic Haze, Northeast Texas, and Hop to Be Square are very approachable.
Yeah, I was gonna
all
say,
three.
definitely. Hopkosh knows what it's about.
They're all different enough from each other to be to hit different palates. But the only one I think is a little bit traditional and kind of and even your typical West Coast piney one is this one right here. So this one probably wouldn't be a entry level one.
Yeah, that one's more.
It's like
diesel-
intermediate.
diesel fuel-ish.
A little bit.
Okay.
It's diesel
No,
fuel.
No, but like
That's pretty
it's-
aggressive.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I still think that's.
Sounds like
resinous.
There's nothing wrong with diesel fuel. It's a very
6.5%,
good.
very easy to
I-
drink.
good
I got what you were
descriptor.
trying to
Yeah,
get.
it's a really good descriptor.
It's an
one of
IPA.
mine.
It's an IPA for Americans.
Okay.
It does smell.
American-
Actually, it's
It does
it's
smell
IPA for a
of,
bunch
you
of
know,
hippies.
some
Yeah.
de-
Out on the West Coast.
Hippies like this guy right here.
California. Ah, gotcha. This is okay. This is one of my favorite. There's so many orangey, yummy, peachy flavors.
Citrus malts. I can't
I know.
help it. I'm sorry. I'm
what
so
did
sorry.
you? What do you want to say?
No,
Can't say
keep
anything.
talking. I'm just
You couldn't
spazzing
say
out
anything.
right
you
now.
were just like.
No.
Well, Northeast Texas was a beer that we, Brian and I, had this once again. We came out with Haze, and Haze was, had a response that was a little bit different than we expected.
Galactic
Galactic
Haze.
Haze,
Yeah.
yes. And
Oh, wait. Which one are we on? Am I making a stupid face on this one? Oh, yep, that one. Oh, I'm totally making a stupid fucking face.
Red means record.
Oh, wait, no,
I've
you're
probably
safe.
been making a
You're
stupid
safe.
face the
We're
whole
good.
time.
yeah,
Wow.
I'm glad I'm
Good
not
job.
the first one.
You're really bad at this.
And in all fairness, if you're just listening to us, there's a complete disaster that is imagery that's going on DentonRadio.com's
It's okay.
Facebook page right now.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We're good. We're good. This is delicious. And like I said, the citrus and the orange
Sorry.
and a little orange peel too. I think it's a little zesty at the same time.
And there's no fruit in it.
Yeah, I was gonna say
whatsoever.
it's all hops,
It's
girl.
all hops.
Girl,
Straight
I know that.
Girl, I know.
I just like to point it out. Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing about hops is that you can get all of these flavors from hops, like pineapple.
Yep.
I've
You can
actually,
get it from a hop.
truth be told, I've actually pulled out all the Citra from that beer.
What did you put in?
Bum, bum, bum.
Are you going to give away those trade secrets?
I'm not
Oh,
gonna-
this is not going to be on the website.
The
right?
recipe's already
Well,
out there.
it will
Come
be.
on.
It will be.
We just learned
No,
this.
no. See, homebrewers can get Citra, and they can get it at whatever price they need to pay, because they're not buying a lot.
Yeah, Citra's hard to get
And right
these
now,
days.
Citra's hard
Really?
to get.
Yeah, it's like gold.
And we're
Actually,
know that.
it's harder to get than gold.
Interesting. I didn't know it was.
I can
pulling
go
that
on mine and buy
number.
gold all day.
Unfortunately, we have to actually think about how we're.
I mean, you
gonna
can get it.
I mean,
Yeah.
not that I can
It's gonna
afford
cost
these
you.
hops.
It's going to cost you these days.
Well, so that'll be a special release.
Yeah, like Citra right
Special
now.
release, Northeast
Citra
Texas.
is twice as much right now per pound than it was for us a year ago.
Wow.
And actually, coincidentally, though, it's
Citra
not-
is a hop, by the way.
Yes,
Yes,
it is.
yes.
Oh.
And it's actually
A varietal
Last
of hop.
year, we did not really like the hop that we were getting.
Interesting.
We actually had a batch of Northeast Texas that we put down the drain because it was not the right orange character whatsoever.
Wow.
It was much more riney, pithy, and so we had to make
Like
that
rose
decision.
hips.
Yeah.
And what we found out was this has actually been happening where different lots of hops become different flavors.
Yeah, because they're
Because
a
they're
lot
growing
of
them
hop
on a
providers
They're
are
next to
they're-
Doherty, another one?
well, a lot of hop providers are rushing to get these popular
Oh, okay.
varietals out there, and there's specific parts of the growing season that are vital to getting these certain characters
Yeah.
that everybody knows and loves of these
Absolutely.
hops. So if you're trying to push these out and you're missing these time
Very
frames,
important times.
you can get a completely different hop character out
Yeah.
of something
Based
that
on when
I've
you-
talked about
even
this
though
a lot
it's
on this
same
show.
genetics.
Vic's Secret.
Have
I
you
can,
talked about hop varietals and like how
No,
the
just
hop
like,
industry works on the
not
show
as
yet?
much. No, that would be something great to talk
Well,
about.
Well, I mean, because I was gonna say like it's kind of ridiculous the way hops works because like you have these hop producers that make like the hop cones that actually grow them, the farms, and then they usually sometimes kiln dry them on site or they don't, but then they send them off to another place, which is the hops processor that then pelletizes it, which is like 99% of hops you see are
Yeah.
it basically looks
pelletized,
like rabbit food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And,
all the flavor.
But they're sold at least a year in advance.
Wow.
So like right now we're buying our 2020 and even our 2021 hops.
Oh shit, we're contracting 2023.
Oh, stuff we are.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, did I mess up?
Yeah.
Not as bad as him.
Y'all, this is the best
Hey,
show.
point it.
Oh god, this,
Hey.
this is what you agreed to. But yes, so like you
Sometimes
buy
it's a
it
reflex.
a year in
Sorry.
advance. So like when they say like Citra is like hard to get right now we're if we're trying to buy it and we didn't have it already for 2019, we're trying to buy like maybe 2018 probably all gone. 2019 might be gone. We're trying to get for 2020
Wow.
even, and that's the crop from that year. So like hop growers have to react in such a delay that who knows what's going to be like the hot new
Actually,
hop next year,
yeah.
and then like they
Or
didn't.
actually what goes through
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole entire
They're like-
farming process.
Exactly.
But,
Yeah,
here- but,
what
but at the end of the day,
survives.
though, it's like
Yeah.
the hot hops are, a lot of the trendy new ones, like you mentioned, Vic Secret, and
No, see, I don't like that one.
And there's like Sabro and Meridian, like there's different hops that have come out that are new, but they're never going to overtake. I've heard other brewers call them different things, but they're like your big name hops, like your Mosaic, your Citra, and your
Simcoe,
Simcoe.
maybe.
Yeah. So like your big high oil popular ones that have very unique specific flavors that that
They
everybody
define the
Sure,
generation.
yeah,
not
so,
experimental
So
or
it's like
like
all everybody's IPAs that you're getting right
phased.
now there are one of those three hops is the primary hop or a
Yes.
combination
And
of
they
the three,
add a little
and then they
bit.
start throwing in the Sabros, the Vic Secrets,
Yeah.
the Galaxies, and whatever. And
See,
it's
I can pick Vic's Secret out of most beers. I think the only beer that I had a good Vic Secret. You're gonna challenge me,
No,
aren't
it's
you?
like me and Calypso.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
see, okay.
Dude, us and Calypso, man.
Was
we,
that, was
we
that,
do
was
not
these
care
guys,
for
these guys
Calypso.
are full of crap.
Like
Calypso.
I love.
I said crap, by the way.
I love Vic Secret. I don't like Vic Secret, but the only beer that I had that it was good, I think it was like turkey and cranberries or something like that from.
Turkey and gravy.
You're
Turning
thinking
Point.
of you're thinking of Thanksgiving dinner, I think.
Yeah. Well, yes, it came out on Thanksgiving, but like
I've had that.
the only thing that I can think about in Vic Secret is that it tastes like garlic to me. So it's like super herbal. It's garlic, oregano, which some guys love like pizza beer. Like Matt loves pizza beer. I do not like pizza beer.
I mean,
that pizza
Hopkosh
beer?
actually.
So he loves that.
Yeah,
flavor.
I love the
This is
Eureka.
pizza beer.
Eureka hops have a lot of that onion and garlic dankness, and honestly, the first batch of this was so hard.
Which one?
Hopkosh.
Which beer are we talking about
Oh,
right
For the
now?
best boys that like
Did
pizza
we move
beer.
on to a new beer? Hopkosh Bagash.
Follow the red light.
This beer is for all the
There we go.
dank IPA
Oh.
fans.
There we go. We're about to open it.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's it.
You're just messing with me now, man.
Who's camera 1, camera 2.
And we also
Continue.
have some, and we also
Continue.
have some fun
Let's do
plans
this.
for that style as well, moving forward.
Yep.
Y'all,
Wait,
I am like
What do you mean?
in charge right now.
Well,
gotta
apparently,
rule this roost, girl. Come on.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
apparently,
Too many silly boys on the show today. Oh,
There's a lot of silly boys on this show.
yeah. So apparently, cannabis terpenes are legal now. Cannabis products.
And CBDs.
yeah, CBD.
Yeah, so
Don't tell them anything.
Terpenes are just the aroma.
Oh, the
It's a
aroma
secret.
chemicals.
It's a secret.
So we're going to be
Aromatic.
using cannabis products to enhance this beer.
That's awesome.
Legally, according
Legally,
to Texas law.
legally.
Well, CBD is legal.
And
I
CBD
take
is
CBD.
starting September 1.
That is correct.
We should start seeing guidance from TABC on how we can use
to
that.
put it in
in
beer.
alcohol.
Yes.
Oh, you can't.
Fun little
put it in
science
beer.
there.
Yeah.
So
The
it's-
only two plants in the family Cannabaceae
Is
are
hop, Humulus lupulus, and I was like, what are you
Cannabis.
doing?
and Cannabis sativa and Cannabis indica.
Exactly.
Yes.
Nice.
So we're going to be doing variations, or we hope to.
You live up to your name.
Variations with Hopkosh and
Got
Remedio,
this.
and with cannabis
Nice.
products.
Nice.
I like
So,
it.
Just
Cannabis-derived
a little bit of-
products that are
Okay.
legal in Texas,
Yeah.
Yes.
to be
What?
clear.
Why?
This smells dank, but it's pretty smooth.
Yeah, we have a friend.
Why?
Why not?
Okay.
No,
fair
no,
enough.
I swear I'm holding
just
it
wanna
onto this
support
for
my
my friend.
Yes, it's a friend. It's a friend.
No. I mean, honestly, I mean, as brewers, we're always looking for something. I mean, hops and cannabis have had very similar aromas, and
And they have very different same effects too
You
on
say
the
a
body.
dank beer.
Well, and
Turns
really,
into
what we're
beer.
looking for is really
they do-
something
they do.
to maybe replace some of
Resonate.
these hops. Once again, we were talking about how some of these hops they're changing constantly. You know, as they grow more and more of these, some of them are not available. And if we
There is
can
a lot
mimic
of-
some of these effects,
There are a lot of pot farms
Right
now.
on.
there are a lot of pot farms.
Yeah, so I mean, and
Hemp,
they
hemp.
specialize. I'm sorry, they specialize in making hemp and putting CBD and everything like that. So
And cannabis-derived products.
exactly, exactly.
Cannabis-derived
I feel like
products.
after our last episode, some of the CBD stuff, the
Oh, like the
benefits.
bearded lady. Yeah,
the bearded
Oh,
lady.
the bearded
episode.
organics.
The benefits
are very
to my
similar
person.
to hops.
It's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
hops and like you were saying the same like smells and stuff like that, and you can. There's so many
Yeah, the-
different varieties of cannabis-based products now that you can play with smells and tastes and all of
You
that.
can actually get specific strains,
Yeah, you can.
volatile compounds, which are the terpenes, extracted out as just a smell thing.
Oh wow, a smell thing.
A smell thing.
I really like
An
that
aromatic
term.
That's the
compound.
technical
It's-
term.
I like
Aromatic.
smell
I said
thing.
volatile compounds.
I like the
yeah.
smell thing.
Science
but
smell
like
thing.
both Cannabiceae families, hops and marijuana have like similar effects. So
And hemp.
hops, yes, and hemp and CBD. Thank you, cannabis. They both have similar effects. Like hops can calm you down, and it's a light sedative and anti-inflammatory. Same with CBD. They have all of the same effects, and they have pain relieving effects as well. So we talked about that. on
Just
the-
don't smoke hops.
Have you seen that funny? Oh my gosh, there's a really funny video, and he's like, "I'm
Not
smoking
it.
hops, bro."
It's not
of
the
course
same.
there is. Of course
At that
there is a
point,
video.
hops will not get you high, guys.
Oh yeah.
And I'd just like to say that
Enjoy it
everyone
best.
here does not condone the use of
Is this the
smoking
same
anything
person
not
licking ice
approved for
cream at the
smoking
grocery
purposes.
stores and stuff?
Do not
That's
smoke
correct.
hops.
Don't smoke
We are
anything that isn't
drinking
intended to be smoked.
beer, and that is it.
What did Howling Brewery say? Hold on. I had to look at the
From Howling Mutt. Oh wait, no.
beer. Amazing. Oh, hop and drink. I am currently drinking a Hop and Sting beer. Amazing.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah, we
Yo,
had
the
those-
Howling Mud
What'd
guys.
you
Yeah,
drinking?
we had those guys at
What
the brewery.
sweet boy
helping us
is
out
that?
They're
a
good-
couple
they're
about
good
about a
boys.
It's one
month
of those
ago.
sweet boys.
I'm assuming
Yeah.
it's Alex. He was here.
Is it the one who
Yeah.
wore the sweet wood rimmed hat?
That's Jay.
Oh,
Yeah, that's Jay.
because I love that hat.
I don't know. All right, bye, Toast.
Yeah,
Hey, Toast.
Love you,
Solid.
Toast.
He
A
brews at our
solid hat.
brewery.
He does.
That's it, right
He
there.
is a nomad over.
Yeah, Toasty Bros.
Yeah,
brews
he-
over at
He could have,
Automatic
he-
brewery.
yeah, he could have come in here and waved, but you know he
Right.
didn't.
Oh well, he doesn't want to.
He
disturb
walked
us,
by
yeah.
twice and
No, he
waved.
could have- he could
So
have came
I
in here,
also
it'd been
want.
fine.
Oh, in
I
front
want-
of the camera.
I want
yeah.
to hear more about the beers that you have on tap that are the donation beers and charity beers. So
That's a good
and
segue.
thanks. I also want to hear because I've been there, and your dog is adorable.
Oh,
I got 2 dogs now.
there's now
Oh.
3 brewery
Yeah.
dogs.
Yeah.
Well, who has the taps?
Dixon.
See, well, tell me about Dixon.
Well, he's the most senior brewery dog.
Yeah, he's a senior brewer.
Well, then tell me about Dixon's
You have to
taps.
be there
Yeah,
for
Named
multiple
after
years.
Matt Dixon.
Yep, nailed it.
Yes.
They're related. They're
Wait,
related.
Yes. Matt Dixon got his first beer named after
my
him, but
gosh.
it was named after a dog.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this.
And he gave us
our North Texas brewing man
a
right
lot of
He
traffic.
wanted another style of beverage named after him, but that's not allowed.
here. Oh,
But anyhow, yeah, Dixon is our senior brewery dog, I guess you can call him. And
Marketing
He's a sweet
manager.
boy.
Yeah, he's,
Marketing manager.
Marketing manager.
Marketing
He's
manager.
the best boy.
Oh,
He's the
yeah,
best
he's,
boy.
he's the best. He's
also
the best boy.
ridiculous and acts like if you like barely like if you accidentally step on like a nail or a toe, he's like, oh
Yeah.
my foot. He's like my foot.
How
it
could
hurts
you?
So
Just
a
bad. Yeah.
sweet
He's
Yeah.
like,
So yes, but yeah, I adopted him. It's going on. It'll be 5 years ago in October.
He was just a golden lump at that point.
Yeah,
Little baby,
yeah.
golden nugget.
And I adopted him from a rescue called Dallas Pets Alive, and
Great rescue.
The
Right
day after they delivered, they brought him home. I took him to the brewery with me, and he's been a brewery dog ever since. He came
Perfect.
coming to work every day,
He's a sweet baby.
and so he's
Right on.
he'll sit there and like you can be driving the forklift right past him. He can be taking a nap. He doesn't care. The people.
He knows it's there.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
but he doesn't
Just-
care.
He knows to
Yeah.
avoid forklift.
Yeah,
Yes.
but then
Yes.
there's like, and
But he
people-
doesn't
goodness.
just
and
like go past
yeah,
me.
and all the random people come in there. He's happy to see them. He's not like aggressive towards anybody. He just wants to be everybody's friend. So
Only
yes.
service people.
So
And
yeah.
the
So
Domino's guy, but that's
Yeah,
because of the
anyone
pizza.
in a uniform, he is not happy about them coming in the brewery.
He's like,
Yeah.
you're not allowed in here.
Yeah, you're new.
Okay.
Oh,
you're
okay.
cool.
Yeah.
You gave me food. You
Yeah.
gave me food. It's
so
fine.
be mindful if you're wearing a uniform
Yes.
at Hop and Sink's Brewery.
Be careful.
but anyhow, to make a long story short, I ended up running into the lady who runs Dallas Pets Alive, who lives in Grapevine. This was back when.
wow.
This was back.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
that she lives in
Yeah,
Grapevine.
yeah. This,
She's in Grapevine.
Yeah, this was back when I was production manager for Grapevine Craft Brewery, and so actually I met her husband first, and so I was talking to him, and he was mentioning his wife and all that blah blah blah. But anyhow, so like I was introduced, and I'm like, oh hey, you're Dallas Pets Alive. I have one of your alumni back in the back. He's hanging out.
No
and
baby.
so you know him as Chance. That was the name they gave him. And she's like, I remember Chance, and so I took them back, and they got reacquainted,
Aw.
and we, at that point,
All
she
the
and I
kisses.
kept talking about doing some sort of collaboration. We tried to do it with Grapevine, but that never happened. And but then now that Hop and Sting happened, ended up being something that we wanted to do from day one. And then also some other charity beers as well that we wanted to get involved
Well,
with.
also, don't forget that like the first Dixon's beer we did was Dixon's Pale Ale,
Yeah, Dixon's
That's
Pale Ale.
true.
DPA, which is Dallas Pets Alive.
Oh my goodness, there's so many things. That one beer.
Which is probably going to end up coming back out again with it
Sweet.
as a different type of pale ale.
But now it's a rotating tap.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but for now it's a rotating
Yeah.
tap. We're using it to experiment with different kind of hoppy beers, IPAs,
Yeah.
pale ales,
So
and stuff.
And with beer to
Dixon's
go,
beer.
we'll be able to sell a 6-pack of it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
which is going to
amazing.
make them
Can't
more
wait till
money.
that happens.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so eventually we might kind of settle on a specific style and recipe for Dixon's Pale Ale or Dixon's IPA, whatever we want to call it.
I like it rotating. I think
yeah.
that's fun.
It could be.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
It's his beer.
that was our first one that we really
Our first big charity.
our first big one.
Right on.
Although we did have one that was kind of a carryover from Grapevine Craft Brewery, which was Grace. We did a Grace Wheat,
And then, of course, the local 3113.
and then, of course, and local.
So who are you giving these? What is this charitable to?
I'll let John.
So,
yeah.
local
I will drink
3113
some more.
is the
Yeah, sure, why not?
local fire department union.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And so Grapevine did that as their Oktoberfest beer. And, of course, we wanted to continue to honor that tradition.
Best
Okay.
canning day ever.
for us-
All the firefighters came
Oh,
out.
I would have loved that.
Oh.
Next time you have a canning day like that, please let me know.
It's coming up at
Real
the end of
soon.
the month.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'll be out there
we
watching,
are-
and maybe
we
we
are-
should take a couple
Ooh.
pictures, maybe calendar.
I mean, the
I
bearded
don't know.
lady, the
I
3113
floated
guys.
the idea. And the
I'm okay
local
with this.
3113
That's where the party's
guys
at,
are all
right
about
there.
it.
I get your approval, right? Thank you.
Yeah, our local
have our
firefighters are
approval.
all about it. They are supportive, obviously, of the brewery. They like our beer,
course they
which is great.
They can carry a ladder.
They can carry me.
But we are going to be canning that beer at the end of the month and having that available in August and September and October until
Right
it
on.
runs out. So we also have a beer right now that's called Fire Engine Red. Which is another beer.
That's our
that
year-round
is-
one that goes
year-round,
to the
yeah.
fire
So
department.
Oktoberfest kind of takes the place of Fire Engine Red.
Sweet.
But all year long we do a beer for
Yeah.
the fire.
And and also the red,
Nice.
the Fire
She
Engine
wants to
Red.
go see the fireman. I know you do.
Yeah, I bet
She's
she
like
does.
thinking,
Shell?
yeah,
Shell, you want to see some
You want to go out and see
firemen?
the firemen with me? They're going to be canning stuff. Firemen are canning at this brewery in
Firemen
Grapevine.
in a sweaty
yeah.
warehouse?
I'm going out there
okay.
Yeah.
to see
Okay.
the firemen.
Yeah.
Our warehouse is HVAC, so
Well,
Firemen.
yeah, it
Firemen.
stays at like
Sweaty-
90 degrees.
sweaty
during this time of
firemen.
year
Yeah.
as opposed to 110.
Like
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
firemen.
This is what it looks like. Hold on.
They're canning things.
No, it's not happening. You got to come back for the
it's not
next
what it
episode.
looks like. It's not.
You're
what it
coming
looks
with
like.
me to go watch these like
That's a
firemen can
This is a
things.
fire hazard.
We are not firemen. We are
They're not
firemen.
firemen. No. She's like, just say yes. Just say yes.
I think her lips said, "I'm totally there."
Yeah.
That's what I saw.
She's there.
Sweet. So we got this fireman. It's
Yeah.
gonna happen. This is gonna be a thing.
So,
So we have-
August 31st, we're having a big party, by the way.
Yeah.
Wait,
for
when?
the August 31st for the local fire union.
So because it's 1331,
Oh,
right?
and
Right on.
to be clear, 3113.
I'm
But to be
sorry.
clear, our charity beers, we give 50 cents of every pint sold in-house or 5% of every keg sold off-site. So
Yeah.
so people know actually
So-
that
and
we
that's-
actually
and that's-
donate an
and
amount.
that's-
It's not
and
just
that's
like,
5%
it's a
of-
charity beer and we give 1%.
Yeah, so that's
No,
that's the
you're-
gross too.
Right.
That's 5%
Yeah.
of the gross.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Right on. Thank
Yeah.
you guys.
Yeah.
Like
No,
we
that's awesome.
write some
That's
checks.
really amazing.
We actually are proud to do it. I mean, for us, this is what brewing
Ooh,
beer is about.
You should talk about
Being
Miracle.
part of the community. Yeah,
We
yeah.
also-
We have a beer called Miracle, which goes back to the Miracle League, which is a baseball league that allows children with disabilities to play baseball. And,
That's amazing.
And John used to be a coach.
yeah, I used to be a coach, and honestly, the only reason I don't coach anymore is because brewery.
Because you can have a brewery and do
You got
anything.
your time taken up.
And
yeah, that's
do.
fair.
we have our blood orange wheat beer, which is the Miracle wheat, and it goes back to them.
I
And
love that one.
We're happy to support them as well.
And
So-
we
Right
got
on.
and we have one more beer, which is kind of our one of our rotator taps. So it's kind
I
of
guess we
one
do
of
have
our
four charities.
taps where we kind of leave for beers that we're just experimenting with, playing around with different styles, and so we have a different beer every month. But at the same time, we pick a different new charity every month. So we've done stuff with Pink Boot Society.
You have, which I'm a part of.
Yeah, which
Cheers.
she
We came
was
out
there
and
brewing.
brewed.
Go
yeah.
Pink
You guys.
Boots. That's women in the beer industry.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh,
the beer
yeah.
Although
industry,
they'll
so-
accept anyone as a member according to their bylaws, but but it's
I can
generally
finally be a member.
you can technically since
that's
20
happening.
I think the main
Hey,
requirement.
Matt said hi, and he said fire, so he approves of the fireman thing. Okay, going, yeah, cool.
All right, Matt,
Thanks.
you come out and see the firemen.
Yeah. So we've done Pink Boots Society.
Pink Boots is
We've
amazing.
done the Lupus Foundation, chapter of Texas.
Right on.
Amazing.
We've done
What's this month?
great.
Cheers. I'll get you some free beer.
Ambucks of Grapevine, which gets little like kind of motorized kind of wheelchairs and tricycles for kids with disabilities. And this month we're doing the Gallant Few, which is a veterans group out of Roanoke who kind of does a lot of stuff with veterans coming back and who are might have some disabilities or PTSD, and they get them involved with like rock climbing and different kind of like physical activities and stuff like that. And then we partner with our neighbors across the street,
Do yoga once a month.
Yeah, it's Inspire Yoga Grapevine.
Nice.
And they come in the first weekend of first Saturday of every month to do a yoga class or the proceeds go into the pot to go to these particular charities.
It's basically
as
a donation-based
That's awesome.
yoga. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Right
like
on.
when
Right
y'all are awesome. So
like
and not only
Denton's
like you
Karma
said,
Yoga.
See,
Same premise,
Yeah.
right?
The
Yeah.
trick is
Yeah,
like
exactly.
us three are 98% of the companies, so we can do things that like maybe an investment portfolio wouldn't.
Hence
thank
the,
you.
hence
This
the
is
fact
part
that
of the
we
magic,
realize
right?
that running a brewery is really not about. I mean, we obviously want to make a little money.
Yeah.
But
At some
we
point,
realize
you
this
want
is
to
more about a lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
It
It's
is.
about being part of the community.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, exactly. It's,
Yeah.
and
doing
we
stuff
always
like this for crying out loud. I mean,
we always go back to this like every
Yes.
show, and somehow I don't even have to bring it, but this is another thing. It's beer is community. I mean, it's just like
Absolutely.
always about the community, and every time they always bring it up, and I make sure to tell them. And again, like it's beautiful. You guys are giving back. You guys are making this
change.
amazing. Yeah, you're making an amazing change. You're making it amazing for your community, and people can come drink beer
You said
beer for a
right.
cause.
and donate to that. What?
Drink beer for a cause.
Exactly. And it's
we all
very
love drinking
important.
beer, and so you might as well do it for a good
Yeah,
reason.
exactly.
Right on.
exactly. And you have
Right on.
really amazing can art.
And
Like the last beer that we're
Oh.
going to drink,
Ooh,
which
frigid.
Oh.
you and I have talked
Oh,
many
man.
a night
Absolutely.
So-
about how we love. Hold on.
Don't say many a night. Your husband might get mad.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Many a
Sorry, Matt.
day.
Sorry, Matt.
Many a day about, well, she's been there. He just kind of sits in the background. He's like, oh my God, Jennifer, just keep on talking.
Why can't Matthew be here with me right now?
Right. Everybody has a crush on my husband.
He's a good-looking man, by the way.
He's
That's what I hear.
very
That's what I
good
hear.
looking. He
Very
looks like
good-looking
Adam
man.
Levine. It's all good. I mean, I
But
think
does
he's
he have
the
the-
handsomest
Does he have the
boy.
tattoos?
No, he doesn't want to.
He
get
doesn't
tattoos.
need to.
I get
Have
the
you
tattoos.
seen that?
Can you at least get a Sharpie and draw on
Yeah,
them?
I can. I will. I will next time. But we have talked about how much we love cephalopods.
Yeah.
Him and I are like we
Nerd.
so
Everyone goes
Continue.
much.
cephalopod.
Continue.
But I'm a nerd in a cool way because I actually used to be a marine biologist, and I've actually have held probably more
So she's a
squid
nerd
in
in
my
an uncool
hands
way?
than probably any other brewer in the world.
See,
Wait, what?
he's he's really cool.
No, I've literally, you see there's about 1,000 beer cans out there that have a squid on it or an octopus, something
Yeah.
like that. But I can
But you
probably,
actually have held them.
I'm willing to put money that I've probably held more cephalopods in my hand than any other brewery owner in the entire
You
world.
have.
I would
Yeah.
like to take this moment to invite the internet to prove him wrong.
Yeah.
There you go. Challenges. Let's do this.
Hey, you know what? Pretty soon I'm going to have a Sculpin beer, and I challenge Ballast Point to find any person in their company to have held in their hand as many
Talent.
Sculpins as I have.
He
Yeah.
like
Oh,
puffed his
oh.
chest out.
Yeah,
too.
actually,
he was
come
like,
on.
I'm ready.
Come on.
If you find Brian's Facebook profile, you'll see him holding sculpins.
Yeah.
Back when he was on the Alaskan fishing boats doing marine biology.
Let's make this real clear. What the flop is a sculpin?
fish.
First off,
It's a really
Not
cool
a fish.
It's a
Hey, Brian, is it a
rockfish.
rockfish?
It's a group of fish. No,
I thought
rockfish
it
is
was a
something
hop.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
It's an
Oh,
IPA,
is it-
different. Rockfish is
corrected, solid.
rockfish is a kind of in the perch order.
Ah,
It's,
but the
it's got
sculpins
stuff.
are.
Sculpins is actually a very broad and highly complicated group of fish that is actually really cool because it's one of the very few groups of fish where if you had a dichotomous key and you had to identify everything, I'm really getting nerdy on this. You guys
I
are
love
gonna,
it.
everybody's falling asleep.
Go deep.
No, I'm not.
your
I'm
mind.
like,
When you go to
Textbook
dichotomous
right
key,
now.
usually you have a choice, like a choose your own adventure for like identifying a creature, and it's like scope it. You get to their family, and
It's
it's
kinda
like
like an IPA.
But then you go, and usually when you get to like you get to one of these points, it's like sculpin. Okay, that's the only sculpin line you're ever gonna see. But sometimes you might get past that, and you'll find sculpin later on, and it's like there's different. It's such
Like
a
subsect.
but anyhow, they're just like really cool fish. They're usually very colorful. They're very spiny. They got very thick scales. Their fins are very ornate oftentimes. They're not usually poisonous like some people might think they are.
Like the lionfish.
But they're
That's a
those are trash.
Yeah. Both of us were like, they're pests. You can farm.
But sculpin are so cool. They got
Yeah.
they just got such.
They look tough as nails.
Oh yeah,
They
they're like
are.
I mean, I've had some
idea.
that you can put like you open their mouth like you got something called the big mouth sculpin that you can open its mouth up and probably stick your head
Oh
in
my
there.
goodness,
It's
that's
that-
crazy.
and it's not a big
you
fish.
done
It's
that,
like
Brian?
Yeah,
that was the fish is like maybe this long, but you can like
Just
open up the head.
massive mouth.
Yeah, you just do
That's
that.
crazy.
What
crazy.
happens on a Sunday afternoon that you're like, I'm just gonna put this
He's
on my
marine
head?
he was
You
marine
get-
biologist.
Okay, fair
I mean,
enough.
why
You're
would
on
you
a
put
boat,
a fish on your head?
you
Why
get-
would
you get bored.
You had
You
a
get bored.
nautical
I'm
theme
correct.
park.
You get bored.
Yeah.
I'm corrected. Yeah, there it is.
Let's not ask about what
That's not the first. That's not the
So-
first. That's not the first species of
Did we
fish I've seen
discuss
someone make a hat out of.
I
That would
know
be a
I
smooth
have.
lumpsucker.
I know.
But
Smooth.
I did want to not.
It's got
not
a suction
humble
cup
brag,
on its
but just
belly where you
straight
can
up
actually
brag
stick it on the
about something
ceiling and
about
it'll
this.
just hang
Okay.
down.
Yeah. So
awesome.
this beer is a coffee stout. Yes.
It
Yes.
is, sir.
Espresso
smooth
beans.
Go right ahead.
That we
espresso
brew
beans.
in house.
Well, the espresso beans come from Buongiorno, a local coffee roaster about
You
2
guys are
miles
so
down
local.
the road.
This is amazing.
We're talking about frigid underworld.
Yes,
right
yes.
now. Yeah.
Which is,
and-
I think I stole that from David Attenborough.
Okay.
but yeah,
You have
such
a you have a cephalopod tattoo, right?
nerd.
No.
Oh, I do.
Wait,
But you're going
What?
to get one. That's what we were talking
Hold on,
about. Just
hold
kidding.
on.
We're done.
what is this you're talking about?
Cephalopod tattoos.
I gotta finish the Odyssey
Where?
first.
I have mine on my leg.
Oh, okay. So go
I
over
see a
to
tentacle.
the bearded lady
Yes, you
right
can
now
see-
on
That- actually,
Instagram.
those are called
You're gonna
arms,
get the
Lane.
full rundown.
They're arms.
Yeah.
They have
Right.
more
Because
feeling.
that's a good segue for what I was gonna humble brag about Frigid Underworld.
Tell us about this.
We 3D print all of our tap handles. in-house.
Oh.
They are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for Frigid
This
Underworld,
one
I made
specific.
a very specific one in-house only because it was ridiculous to do so, but it is an articulating, glow-in-the-dark giant squid.
I just want one of those to
Which-
play
and
at
its legs
home.
fall off all the
It's
time.
8 arms and 2
Or its
tentacles.
arms, excuse me.
Right? 8 arms, 2 tentacles? Is that what a squid
Well,
has?
there's two grabbing.
No, feeding.
For feeding and sometimes
Feeding
mating.
tentacles, 8 arms, right? Is that
It
what
is
it was?
anatomically
know.
correct.
Yeah, it's anatomically.
Feeding.
I wish that I could have one of the cameras
like G.I. Joe.
at this angle because his face is perfect. Like the face
Oh.
that Brian is making listening to
But-
the anatomically correct terms of cephalopods is just like.
But
So
they're
Right.
printed with PLA, which is a lactic acid-based plastic made from corn, so it's green. It is a non-petroleum product. We
Look
don't
at
use
you.
plastics or outside source products for our tap handles.
So
Thank you
Wait,
very
so
much.
we're
you
talking
give-
completely biodegradable.
Eventually, yes.
You give back to the community. You're green with your tap handles.
At least.
We try to be
You
as
also,
green
what
as
do you do
possible.
with your? Do you give your grain, your spent grain to see?
Local farmers.
ranchers,
There you go.
cows and pigs.
That's
pigs, yeah.
exactly what we do here in Texas.
even chickens.
Even our not anymore. The
Chickens were getting drunk.
Well, no, they were getting stupid and like. And they kept passing
sure
out.
they
They
were
kept
getting
passing out in the sun, and the guy kept
Did they
having to
get
go out.
baked?
Well, almost. The guy kept having to like.
Baked chicken?
We have actually the best chicken farmer ever, and he should have his own TV show.
forgot about this.
When he
He
talks
should-
to us about his chicken, we can't say it on the air.
But he
how
switched to
speaks
ducks
about
because ducks
chickens.
they're easier to feed. They're not as dumb as chickens.
Well, no, this needs to be like a thing. People
it-
don't know that
yeah.
you can't feed chicken spent grain.
But no, it's not the grain. It's the hops.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it's
see
the
that.
hop. He tried to get
directions. Okay.
It's
Yeah,
like,
but we-
cats and catnip.
we have since given to
This is
to
really
pigs.
funny.
Yeah, so
And
like
so
our
we're doing
hops
Wagyu
hops and spent yeast go to our pig farmer as well as anything else that's edible for a pig that we send to this guy.
This is amazing
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah,
guys.
the grains
you need
go
to
to the
write
cows
this stuff
and-
down.
Oh, well, we have plans to have a nice pig roast here soon.
Well, no, you need to write this down, like what happens to chickens and what happens to pigs.
We need to get
and
Pachi.
what happens
There's
to-
a place called his name's his company is Pachi Pachi. They do. He does some.
Pachi Farms.
He does some amazing cheeses, like especially like Spanish type cheeses. And then like he has one called cafetero that's like has like coffee, like rubbed into like
Ooh,
the outside
yeah.
of it.
The
And,
pig?
but he also
The
does
pig or
like
the
cheese.
Okay,
The
I
cheese.
didn't
It's a
know.
copyrighted
But to
cheese.
be honest, the pig sounds delicious.
Yeah.
I just have an
Coffee
idea
pig?
now.
coffee.
Yeah.
Does Vaqueros do that?
But then he does like he also does like like eggs and poultry and stuff. So he has like chickens and duck. But he's doing more ducks now because he says
So you
like
can't have a
eggs are really weird,
hop-based
though.
Yeah.
egg because they get drunk and they bake in the sun.
well, yeah, basically. And the guy just you get some guy that's with a Spanish accent saying effing chickens all the time. It's hilarious.
Oh, that's great.
Those
I would
effing
love to
chickens.
see this. I would
Yeah.
love to see that. Well, you need to write the
Just,
thing effects down on the
No,
animals.
we-
That's
I'm kind of sad that he's doing his ducks now because ducks don't really eat brewery spent
Things.
grain or anything like that.
They're very picky.
So yeah,
but-
he doesn't come around anymore. But the guy's hilarious.
Oh, this is
and
white bread.
He's
Okay.
awesome. but he makes some fantastic products and
Yeah.
he's awesome.
Well,
Right
sweet.
on. Right on.
Well, I am ready to go drink some more. How about y'all?
Let's do this.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All
Let's
right.
drink some beer. And
Well,
if you
cheers.
guys are watching at home right now, you can come join us.
You could.
Because we're
And
about to
our
start
friend
drinking
Adam is
some
in
more.
town. I'm sorry, Adam always
B1.
comments on our. He's been
That is
commenting
true.
on our feed since like when he's in China. Like we don't have any idea. Matt just did flex.
China.
So,
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, he does a flex.
God,
No,
I
yours is
feel
bigger than
so
mine.
sissy next to you.
course
Yeah.
it
Oh, I do
Yeah.
want to do a little shout out. We got 2 of the pink booters in there.
Paint
Wait,
birders.
how many
Mexican.
pink boots
Well, is that
do
like
we have out
is that
there?
like Paul Dane's booter and all?
Booter no.
Booter
No, but
Oh,
we got
good
2
gracious.
pink boots.
I see
Not just
Betsy
pink
out
boots
there.
members, but pink boots brewers in
What's up?
Like, they are
Hey.
female brewers in the industry.
And apparently one has a sexy voice.
Oh,
Allegedly.
3?
Allegedly.
within the 2 of you, there are
Members.
3?
Yeah, Betsy.
There's one behind the
Is there one hiding somewhere?
I see. There you go.
That's my wife, Caitlin. she
Behind
should
that.
be a Pink Brewery
No,
member
there it is.
because she's
There it
pretty
is.
much part of the brewing industry.
Yeah,
she had
I-
to put up with my
I
crap
think the
all
requirement
time.
was like a quarter of your income from beer industry, right? Yeah? No? Yes? A quarter
Oh,
of your income is from the beer
You- just
industry?
yes.
Yeah,
that's
so
how-
she might qualify.
There you
I
go.
think you overestimate
Like
how
a
much brewers
champion.
make.
Oh, right, I forget.
Like a champion.
She's
There you go.
actually a teacher.
Yep.
She
she's
teaches
a
children how to
Yep.
do stuff.
PE teacher.
If you're watching this right
Dodgeball.
now,
She
she,
teaches
is still a
dodgeball.
teacher
Yep.
and she loves your children.
She
Yep.
does.
There you
She
go.
does.
She actually
Oh, wait,
teaches.
sorry.
Here's
She
what's
loves your
crazy.
children.
They are allowing her to teach disc golf
What?
to 6th graders.
What, hippie
This is
stuff?
amazing.
Right?
Hippie stuff.
Exactly. I
People that
played
make
disc
road
golf
stops.
and I went out and
That's legitimate.
I did things
That's
that
awesome.
we were not supposed to do in school. Now it's a legitimate
Right?
sport.
You would go play disc golf that
right.
you weren't supposed to do, but now
Disc
they
golf.
make it.
You're working those triceps.
I drink a lot of
Come
beer.
on.
Oh yeah.
No,
Oh, yeah.
no colorful language.
I didn't say anything.
Colorful language.
Well, we're gonna go drink more beer,
Let's do
and
this.
you should join us. And is there anything gonna be on tap? Well, we do already have some stuff on tap at the Bearded
Hot
Monk.
Hot
Kush
Kush
is
for gosh.
on tap right now.
By the way, it was
back
not
at the
deep.
Bearded Monk.
By the way, it was not diesel fuel. It was a very drinkable IPA. They are
Oh, yeah, you didn't-
lying
yeah, she-
about all of
yeah,
that. It was
she didn't give
delicious.
a-
It reminds you of a sour diesel, but not a diesel
No,
fuel.
it was like
No,
very
like-
drinkable.
like the French
very
fry
likable.
diesels,
A
right?
Yeah.
low
Yeah.
grade
Yeah.
unleaded
Yeah.
diesel.
So good. Anyways,
Sour
I'm gonna
diesel,
go
not
get
diesel
some more
fuel.
beer over at the Bearded Monk.
Or
And
Diesel
enjoy-
or Vin Diesel.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's
Tastes
as
like,
smooth as
smells like
Vin Diesel.
Oh, there
He's
you
a
go.
Yeah.
There you go.
little
Like Groot.
like,
Smells
I
like-
want to go
smells like
drink.
Groot. Smells
I
like
am
Groot.
done. Let's
Let's
do
do it.
this.
Cheers.
Yeah. This
Cheers,
happens.
guys.
Oh, my cup's empty.
Aw,
I'm done
well,
with
then
you.
we'll cheers.
Yeah,
Bye.
cheers.
Here's a full can.
Nostrovia!
Oh,
Oh,
Thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. We want to thank our partners and sponsors who made this show possible. And now stick around for a word from all of us here at Discover Denton.